We are live on this camera.
Okay.
So now I would like to get my other phone and make sure that we're getting good
Okay.
reception. Hey everybody, bear with me here.
Okay.
I just want to make sure that the stream is coming through all right.
Yeah, I'm trying to have it. That's kind of.
I don't have it pulled up on this here. Help me out,
Because I think.
but I don't have. I can't see anything yet. So give me one.
Yeah, like the whole nose. I think that makes the air more. Makes it more clear. I don't think it's really great. Like here, it's not being straight.
We're in Dubuque at the Roberts Motorsports shop. Got the Garrett and Maya's new cars are almost ready to roll out of here. Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to try to monitor this. If something goes on,
Yep.
let me know. Roll out of here. I think that sounds good. Okay. All right.
All right, you guys can have a seat. We're about ready to roll.
And I'll adjust the cameras here, guys. Just. Hold on, my phone's ringing. Imagine that. Shane Davis joining us this evening. He's going to run the show while I try to run these cameras.
You got it. Be behind you guys.
All right.
And we get pictures, Kenny, we'll just sit down with you and he'll zoom in on the pics and we'll talk.
All right, Shane, take it away, my friend.
All right, we're live here in Dubuque, Iowa on Dirt Track Nation, and we're happy you have joined us tonight. We're excited to have you here, and our guests tonight are Ken Roberts, Roberts Motorsports, who owns these two beautiful machines, and drivers Garrett Albertson and Jeremiah Hurst. I'm your host, Shane Davis, former modified national champion, and I'm glad you're here. Without you fans out there, fans in the stands at the racetrack, none of this would be possible. So here we go. Garrett, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, Garrett Albertson, from Las Cruces, Mexico originally, and they let me come on board last year with the team here, and it's just been a really good ride ever since then. Seems like everyone's improved and had a good time.
All right, Kenny Roberts.
Hello, I'm Ken Roberts, son of Herschel Roberts, and this is our team. So thanks for watching, and hopefully you'll enjoy the show.
And Jeremiah Hurst.
Jeremiah Hurst,
Champ.
and I ain't got much to say.
All right, well, that's okay. We're going to talk to you later on. So we're going to start show off. We're going to climb in the hot tub time machine. We're going to roll the clock back to 1970. And Kenny, we got some pretty special pictures here. You know, you had number 58 with Maya driving that machine.
Yeah.
And here we go. We'll get the camera on these things so people out there in internet land can see it. When you came out with the number 59 car and Garrett started driving for you,
Yeah.
you know, I said, my God, that has significance, and I'm not sure a lot of people knew about that, but hey, let's talk about it. The 58 and the 59, they were cars that your dad drove
Yes.
back in the 70s. Let's tell the people out there what that's all about.
You bet. My dad started in 1968, and he started in figure eights.
All right.
And he started with the 58 car, and then he was asked to drive Sundays in the novice in the 59 car. Webb Duncan was actually driving it. Jeff Sykes drove it for a while too. And in this particular, this is in 1970, and on Saturday night my dad won at the figure eight race, and the next night on Sunday he won in the 59 car. So,
Oh man, now when I look at these pictures, we got Skip Chick, he was track promoter back then, him and his dad. You've got your dad, and then we've got Bert Peterson, who was a flagman then. Bert's family promoted the races up at East Moline Speedway last year, so a lot of history there. Now, when Webb Duncan drove that number 59 car, I remember going down in the pits and where he had his name on the roof, Webb Duncan, they had a spider web out
Yes.
there. And so that kind of stuck in my head. Now this, Mellon Pat's number 58 here, the one car your dad won a lot of races in Figure 8 was a 66 Chevelle, I believe, and it was
Yes.
red. Is that the car?
No, actually, in 1968, my dad bought a Chevy a Chevelle from Benny Hofer.
All right.
And they picked 66 because that number was available. And my mom every week would go out with shoe polish and put on the number, the 66.
Oh my.
And that's what he drove the very first time in 1968. So he started driving this in late 69 and then all 70, 71, 72. Won a lot of track championships and a lot of races in this car.
Okay, now we're looking at the people standing there holding the flag, the one in the middle, and the person on the right. Tell us who those are.
Yeah, so I'm the good-looking one here.
Oh, yeah.
That's my sister, and then that's my brother.
Out there, you hear me talking about, you know, the good old days, whether it's at the Speedway, traveling shows, or, you know, when we're on the show here tonight. And, you know, I just think it's important that the storytellers, which would be you, I, Maya, Garrett, and any of those people, they need to talk about the people that impacted their lives. In your case, you know, Herschel Roberts, who had a heart of gold. And so when we roll forward, you know, a few years, your dad was diagnosed with cancer.
Yep, colon cancer.
Tell us about that, Kenny.
Yeah, see, it would have been probably 2007. He was diagnosed with colon cancer. He had surgery. They took out a large section. They thought they had everything and didn't recommend anything else at that point. Unfortunately, a short period after that surgery, they found it started spreading.
Oh, boy.
So I'll never forget, my mom and I were sitting in the doctor's office, and the doctor, he just said flat out, he said, you need to get your family together because you're probably not going to see Christmas this year. Well, my dad fought that for 5 years.
Sure.
5 years. So he passed away May 3rd of 2011. But I really, truly feel racing, that's what kept him going.
It kept him going.
It definitely did.
And the guy was out there every night, and I remember, you know, at that time, he brought Ray Guts Jr. into the fold.
Yes.
And he just started out driving part-time for you.
Yes.
How did that develop into more full-time racing?
Yeah, well, it's kind of a fun story. My dad's always admired the Gus family. We've always have, and their entire family is just really good people. And my dad always thought, man, it'd be fun to get Ray Gus Jr., but he was in a pretty good ride at the time. And my dad just mentioned to him, hey, if you ever need a backup car, if you're ever looking for a ride, he said, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to do it. Well, something happened there in the summer of 2009, and Ray came over and set his helmet on the back of the car, and he said, Herschel, I think I'm ready. And Dad said, all right, let's do it. And we went out, we won a bunch of races that year, and then the following year, it was just magical. We won 3 national IMCA titles in 2010, 11, and 12. At that time, it was the first time it was ever done. What was super incredible is when you look back, that was the highest car counts in IMCA late model ever. And even with the Deary, we won 2 Deary titles also with Ray. We won 30 plus features. That 2010 was so magical. We won, I want to say, we went to 18 different racetracks, and we were in the top 3. We won at 18 different racetracks, but we were in the top 3 90% of the time.
Oh,
that
wow.
year. It was truly an incredible season.
Oh, and then, you know, we go to 2011. I told you I'm from East Moline Speedway.
Yeah.
Your dad comes into my office, and, you know, I mean, I'm feeling a little blue because I know your dad's, you know, fighting the fight of his life.
Yeah.
And, you know, he walked in, he said, at the desk, and he looked at me and he goes, hey, Shane, he said, you know, you're getting things ramped up here at the Speedway. He said, you know, is there anything I can do for you? and I thought, my gosh, you know, I'm praying for you, and you're the one that needs all the thoughts and prayers, and yet, you know, your dad being your dad, I mean, he was always out trying to, you know, help people become better and trying to help them with whatever their heart desired, their dreams,
Yeah.
whatever they may be. And let's talk about that. You're working at John Deere.
Yeah.
And of course, one of the sponsors we see on here for years was Roberts Custom Software.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I worked at John Deere for about 13 years, and then I went off and started my own software business for nonprofits, mostly unions like UAW. Actually, the way we got tied in, when I was playing in the band, we were playing at several different unions, and I got to know the financial secretaries. So we kind of grew a relationship there, and I went off and started this company, and we ended up going nationwide, and I left here, and 28 years later, here we're still doing it.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
Pretty amazing. And that has been, a big piece of funding for this race.
Very much so, yeah, thank goodness. Things happen for a reason.
They really do, yeah.
Yes.
Now, you ended up, Ray was getting a little to the point where he wanted to kind of step away from racing and kind of do some other things. And ended up picking up Jeremiah Hurst.
Yeah, yeah.
Lightning does strike twice.
I tell you, I'll never forget, my dad actually pointed Jeremiah out to me at Macokota. And he said, that kid right there is something special.
Yeah, he
And so I've always kind of had him in the back of my head. Didn't know really where things were going to go, but he's always interested me. I really didn't know much about him or his family or anything. I just knew his ability, and it really struck my dad at the time. And so when I saw him at LaSalle one night, he was up looking at the track by himself. I just walked up, it was just he and I. And I said to him, I was like, hey, I'm Ken Roberts. And yeah, he's like, all I said was, hey, have you ever thought about driving a late model again? He just looked at me and said, if it was the right person. And then we just went on our ways.
And it went from there.
Yeah, we didn't see any more.
We're going to get Jeremiah over here to hear
All right.
this.
Yeah.
Jeremiah, why don't you come over and have a word with us?
We need the audience. Come on, guys, pick it up here. Where's it?
Woo! Here's the deal. Jeremiah, you end up, hooking up with Kenny and driving the late model. You're leading an IMCA national points. You're having a wonderful season. What year would that have been?
2018.
Okay, 2018. So, I've got heart disease. I've been through that stuff. And you were racing the night that you had your...
17, sorry.
Yeah, 17.
17.
You were racing the night that you had your issue.
Yeah.
What happened leading up to that, and what happened that night? I mean, did you just stop the car and get out, or?
Yeah, I don't think I stopped the car. I think something else stopped the car, but
Yeah.
because I didn't want to stop, to tell you the truth. I was winning, so I don't really know all what happened because it was kind of blurry still. But
Sure.
I just know I couldn't breathe,
Yeah.
and I was just filling up with fluid. They said so. I mean, I really don't remember much, but I know I had a fast car that night.
Oh, man, I'm telling you. I tell people out there, there may be people out there that have had issues, and maybe they're having trouble breathing, maybe they're having chest pains. And guys are guys, and we're like, I'll tough it out, it'll go away. But you know what? Don't do that. I can tell you, I had a quad bypass a couple of years ago. It would have been in August 2019. Get into your doctor, quit being the tough guy, find out what's going on, because nobody knows your body better than you. Make sure, if you have anything like that happen, you get in and take care of your doctor. Because there's been drivers in the past that, I remember a guy pulling up against the wall and they thought, hey, he had a flat tire or something, and he was gone. And then last year at Davenport Speedway, we had Sean Lewis, pace lap, heat race. All of a sudden he guns it and pulls on the backstretch, and the good Lord called him home right there at the Speedway. And, when I talked to his dad, Rich, there had been things that were happening, breathing issues, and he thought, well, hey, I'm out of shape, I need to lose a little weight. And, now he's with Christ in heaven. But get that stuff taken care of if you start having pains and breathing issues and all that stuff. So, we roll on to the next year, 18.
18, yeah.
And you're back healthy, you got the valve replaced, you're doing great. Tell me about that 18 season.
It was pretty good year. We won a lot of races,
Yeah.
and we just put our mind to it that we were going to try to win. I mean, it was a close one.
Yeah.
I mean, but we knew if that last weekend, if we could get a couple wins, and at least a second out of that, 2 wins and a second,
Yeah.
it'd been pretty hard to beat us.
Now, Jeremiah, when people talk about, Kenny and you guys going over to motor racing, stepping away from IMCA, you've had all that success in IMCA. Kenny, especially you. I mean, there's people, I always tell people, there are people that run their entire life racing. They never won a feature. And yet, you know, you're out there, you're winning, you have all the success, and then I heard, okay, we're going to open motor racing. I thought, oh boy, that's such a step. You're gonna need some special prayers for that. So last year, I mean, my God, you know, I had heard that, hey, we're gonna go out and try to win Rookie of the Year, and you end up winning the championship. I mean, how'd that happen?
We don't know.
Yeah, yeah. So Jeremiah, I want to talk to you, you know, about something personal too. My dad died in '95, and as a family growing up, I mean, we were at the racetrack all the time. We started out at the old speedway out there on off the interstate in Pole Valley. Yeah, that's gone. They got rid of that back in '67. But I guess my fond memories I always had was I was with my family all the time. And so mom dies in '93, dad dies in '95, and I remember going to the racetrack first time without my dad. I'm heading down pit row, and I just broke down crying. I said, "Oh my God, you know, I don't have my family with me, and they've always been with me." So, Kenny, when your dad died, we're up at East Moline Speedway. He's going to make his final lap, and you know, as your dad and the hearse and the whole family's parading around the speedway, they're waving a checkered flag. Speedway Fire Rescue's down in the infield. They got their white gloves on. They're saluting you. I mean, that moment touched me. I started crying again. And so, where did you find the strength to go on? Did you say, "Hey, Dad would have wanted me to keep racing," or what happened at that moment?
You know, I really didn't know much else in life, but my dad and my bond was racing my entire life. He raced for 42 plus years.
Wow.
And I just knew I wanted to continue his legacy. In fact, even today in Jeremiah's 58 number, we have my dad's name. And it was important to me. I mean, I love racing.
Yeah.
You know, it's a great people, and it brings back a lot of memories of my dad and I.
Yeah,
And I just knew that I wanted to try. I didn't know how successful I'd be. But something my dad always told me, I try to remember the things he instilled, and it's like, look at things like a puzzle and fill all the pieces that you can, because there's no way you can be the best at everything. And I try to take that analogy in everything I do, and it's really made us very successful. I'm very blessed.
So Jeremiah, you lost your dad last year. We've all three lost our dad. I mean, that was got to be one of the toughest things you've ever been through in life. How were
His
you
birthday
able to-
today, so.
It's his birthday. today.
Oh, wow, I did
mean,
not know that.
You know, God bless him. You know, the book of Jeremiah, the Bible says, you know, God's talking to you, and he's saying, "Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be worried or dismayed, for the Lord thy God is with you wherever you may go." You know, and I think your dad was with you, and Christ was with you. You guys won that championship last year. I mean, you feel that way, Maya?
He was watching it on TV just like everybody else, but
Yeah?
I'm glad he got to see it.
Yeah. And you know what? All of our dads are up there with Christ in heaven, and they're waiting for us to come home someday. But you know what? I don't hold off for a while, Kenny. We got a lot of racing to do.
Absolutely.
Hey, Garrett, come on over here. Let's talk about this number 59.
I was going to mention to you, Jeremiah is actually going to take his dad on the ride with him for this season. It's up on the road.
Are you?
Oh, we'll have to check that out.
Picture of that, so-
I mean, my gosh.
So you have to be
that
sure to
is
He already
awesome.
told me to get in the roof back. Sorry.
Yeah.
He sells the car, they're just gonna put a new roof on.
Yeah, yeah.
So Garrett, Jeremiah's driving a 58 car. Kenny's got 2 cars. And, you know, they went into this open motor racing. I mean, that's such a big step. You gotta have a tire guy, a motor guy, a chassis guy. And you gotta have, you know, 2 good quarterbacks, you know, and you got them sitting right here. How'd you end up hooking up with Kenny? You know, I knew you were working for Stuckey. How did you decide to come up here and go for a ride in the number 59 car?
Well, it was, it's kind of long. You know, went back a little ways, just through the Black Diamond deal. You know, I got to know Kenny through the Black Diamond chassis and just being around the late model stuff. And you know, when Mike Humphrey still worked at Black Diamond, Mike and I were good friends, and he always talked a lot about Ken. And when Mike passed away, I think Ken was maybe looking for some bounce ideas off of in the late model deal, and we ended up getting along pretty good. And we talked a lot, and I didn't know anything about Jeremiah, but I knew they won a lot. And so, you know, I tried to communicate.
Garrett would just answer his phone.
Hey, when we talk about keeping memories of people alive too, Mike Humphrey, great guy. I mean, he had a heart of gold. He was passionate about racing, and you worked with him down at Stuckey's. Okay? And so, man, you had a great guy to work with, and he was probably a mentor to you, at some point when you were working down there. And so you come up here, and were you coming up to help him dial the car in because you had that relationship with Ken? Did you know you were going to be jumping in at number 59?
Well, we had actually come up here because Ken had introduced me to a guy up in Wisconsin that I was going to try to drive for.
Yeah.
And last minute, it all kind of fell through and didn't work out. But I went back to Louisiana,
Yeah.
in the meantime, and a week or two later, Ken called me up and said, "Hey, the guys are wondering, since we got this other car, if you come up and drive this thing now." Because I worked for Earl Pearson for the last couple of years.
Oh, yeah.
On the road.
Right.
Crew chiefing, and I learned a lot, but my passion's really in the drive.
And you kind of get to, a point where you say, hey, you know what? I'm not getting any younger. The crew chiefing, you had a lot of success with Earl Pearson, but, hey, if you're going to drive, it's time to jump behind the wheel. So that relationship you had built with Kenny. And, the one thing I love about this car, it says right here on the bars, it's always been on the car, Kelly, victory in Jesus. So, where to ask, for a little guidance from the Lord. He says in Jeremiah 33:3, call to me and I'll answer you and I'll show you great and mighty things you did not know. So you probably said, hey, Lord, is this the guy?
Yeah.
And here you are.
Yeah, it was definitely, for both myself and my wife, it was kind of a leap of faith, and I'm sure it was a big leap of faith. Probably bigger so for Ken.
Yeah, that's right.
I just had too many captains and root beers on the way home. And I said we needed Garrett.
We need Garrett, I like that.
The alcohol was talking and it happened.
Hey, there you go.
Ironically, Garrett turned us down at first.
Oh, my.
I mean, he just didn't want to.
Yeah, why'd you do that, Garrett?
We didn't want to put
I was trying to look out for you.
Yeah.
And look after me.
Yeah, I didn't want to know what you had going on.
because of the rookie of the year meant so much to our team. And these guys, it's a tremendous team effort. And he knew the kind of energy and effort that went into it. And he just said, man,
Shit, they like you more than they do me.
Yeah, there we go. Hey, and I want to talk about too, like, I'm not a Green Bay Packers fan, so don't send me emails for bringing up the Green Bay Packers. I'm a Bears fan. But it's like having Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre, and
No,
so,
it's kind of like having the bad apple and the good apple.
there you go. All right, I like that. And so, you guys have got to be grounded. You've got to be humble. Not to say, hey, Ken, you're giving Maya a better car than I got. I mean, these cars, these are 2021. They are duplicate all the way down to the motor and every nut and bolt.
There's a couple times last year where I kind of felt bad for Derek because I drove that car and there's times where it would do things and it would mess him up. And I kind of, well, if we had the same car, it wouldn't, we'd probably be a lot further.
I'm more consistent.
Yeah.
I mean, you're winning all the time. I told you night after I was announcing at Macokota at the Lucas Oil Show, Garrett, man, you broke the rear end coming out of 4. The laps are winding down. Probably had 6 laps left in the show. I remember Bobby Pierce had just passed Chris Simpson for the lead, and boom, out comes the caution.
Yeah, he's all mad at me.
And so it was your fault, right?
No,
It was your fault.
fault.
Okay, so Bobby, we feel your pain. But what happened from that moment forward, as the season started to progress, you guys started finding success.
Yeah. Well, that was the first weekend there. We showed up and it was just kind of really thrown together, and it was a huge step for them guys, probably just to even try
Well,
to
we
operate
crashed
the car.
first.
Sure.
And we just had all sorts of weird stuff. We crashed first night into each other.
Oh,
And
take each other out.
broken.
Well,
And I think
not really taking each other out, it was just,
Yeah.
Kenny talked about that. He said there was 2 cars that didn't finish, and it was you guys.
Yeah.
So the good thing is you had nowhere to go but up.
we got it out of the way.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So hey, it's all over with. Time to go out and win some
It was
races.
a lot of work. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
figured after that first night,
He was
where
going to
I
get
crashed.
fired. he
Yeah, I
thought.
figured after that first night where I crashed both of the cars there, and then if Ken didn't give up on me after that. He was pretty tough, so.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you know what, you guys, you know, at the end of the year, Ken, you shared with me a while ago, you know, about a show they finished 1-2 at.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that, how you recovered. And,
Well, one of the fun things about last season is we went to tracks that none of us had ever been to or ever raced at. Farmer City was one of those. And,
that's a small track.
oh my goodness! And I tell you what, these two are they just took that track right on. And,
Yeah.
And we I think the second time we were ever there, Jeremiah took first and Garrett was right there for second.
Yeah.
And then I think the next night was just the opposite or something, or once again first and second once again.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
it's
something.
Yeah, Sycamore.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just we just kept getting better as a team.
Sure.
And we try to take the emotion out of it sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't, but they do.
But we look at the bigger picture and what can we do to get better. And it didn't work all the time, but it worked a lot of times. And,
Now, you know what, COVID. Last year we had COVID. We got shut down. It was like March 19th. Now, opening night at Davenport Speedway, we had a World Outlaw show. We got nobody in the stands. And so we thought, how are we going to make this work? Well, the governor of Iowa said you can have 10 people per car in the pits. Well, we ended up with 165 cars opening night. And it was just creepy because I'm out in the stands, I got the TV crew with me, and yet there's no fans cheering and going crazy and none of that. How did you guys deal with COVID as a race team? I mean, was there a point where you said, man, we might not even be racing this year?
Yeah, I kind of figured something would happen that way, but we got to race also.
Good. Good. How about you?
Yeah, it was, well, it did seem like there was a period there, especially at the beginning, where a lot of the dates were kind of up in the air, you know, the races,
Sure.
everybody was kind of like, well, is it gonna race, is it not gonna race? And
I think they were just waiting for the first person to do it and then just follow suit.
Yeah, it was. You know, I was told opening night we were over there at Davenport that there was like 7 governors watching the races that night, and so we wanted to make sure that we're, you know, giving the fans that great racing experience on the track. But we thought, oh my, a lot of people up against that wall in the backstretch watching. So now, okay, I got COVID in January, and so I'm gonna tell you something you don't want to have happen. My wife has got the Moderna COVID shot. I went in and got my COVID shot. I got the, geez, what's the other one they got? They've actually got 3 of them now. And so, I mean, is this something you guys are young. You probably don't have to worry about that stuff.
I didn't get no damn shot.
Not getting no shot. All right, that's a race.
I never had no flu shot in my life.
There you go, right there, coming right.
I'm with you, man.
Champion.
I guess if I can't go to Walmart because I ain't got a shot, then I guess I can go to Walmart.
All right, so we're gonna have
Maybe
to take-
Shane could go for us.
That's right. I'll
Yeah,
go
Walmart's got their
You guys give me your list and I'll do the shopping. And you know what we can do? We can take, they give you a card when you get your shot. We'll just go ahead and photocopy that thing and we put your name in, put Garrett's in it.
That's fine.
You guys have your cards.
You might go to jail if you do that.
Yeah, you're right, so.
I did go get my shot.
We'll have an opening for an announcer. You got your shot.
I got
Kane.
I think the older, I mean, I don't know, I'm not no damn doctor, but I think the older people should.
Yeah.
I don't feel old.
I don't feel.
Well, I mean, like 60.
You know, I heard on the news today that 100 million people have got their COVID shot now, and they're talking about age 70 and older. That percentage number was like 94% of the people have got it. Now my wife got it, and you know my brother and I married
Seems
sisters.
like the more older
They
people
got it,
get
and you know what? You know everybody's talking about, oh, you're going to grow a 3rd arm and all that stuff. If I can tell
I
you.
tell my sister's gonna grow a tail.
That's right. I didn't grow a tail, and I feel good. So, you know, you get a little older.
There's something going on back there. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I know. My wife's told me that. So anyway, moving forward, hey, into this season, you know, I raced back in the Stone Age. When I look at these cars today, and all that, you know, negative camber, you're running in the right front tire. I was telling Kenny, it looks like his dad's old figure 8 car, the way things are set up, man. And then I was surprised when you stood the wing up on the back. You know, they used to have a wing, and now they got them stand right up. Tell me, Jeremiah, why do you put the wing standing straight up like that on the back of the car?
Because everybody else does it.
Is that what it is? That's right.
No, just more downforce to the tail.
Yeah, because man, them guys, you guys get up on the bar now. It's just amazing to
It
me.
seems like they all try to get that to the sky, you know, the higher you get that, the faster
Sure.
you're gonna be.
Sure. And Bristol on the dirt, What were they doing, Kenny?
They're laying them back.
Laying that baby
Trading
back.
it.
And
It's
right.
free. Yeah.
Them cars were hooked up so
Yeah.
tight that, well, you looked at some of those tires and I mean, they were just busting out chunks and,
Right.
yeah,
That looked fun, but I would think that'd be a race at the end of the year.
yeah,
Would something that I would go do. I wouldn't want to take a brand new car personally.
yeah, I mean.
I
come
mean,
on.
if I was in his shoes, I wouldn't
Yeah.
want to take two races.
Well, hey, what if Kenny's paying the bill? Take it down?
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't want to be in Ken's shoes if that.
Yeah.
If that, no.
Oh, man.
Two older cars, maybe the whole race season on them, then yeah.
Good. Hey, tell me a little bit about the cars. So we got Black Diamond chassis, and these are brand new. Now, the car you won the championship with last year, how different are these cars from that car?
Well, I'm hoping not too different, just faster is all. You know?
Good, good. And you and Garrett got the same car now.
Yep. We hope
And-
so.
And you're running the same motors.
Yep. Pretty
And,
much.
and what motors you run now, Kenny?
Clements.
Lemons motors. And I mean, so you can't have Garrett saying, hey, I gotta have Jeremiah's horsepower.
I know.
I mean, them babies. What kind
And
of horsepower?
sometimes in qualifying, I wish I had Garrett's
Yeah.
motor or something, whatever
Yeah,
he's
he was setting hot times, so I mean,
Oh,
that
yeah,
guy,
he's-
he got it going on.
He's got that stuff figured out. So.
Yeah.
He studies it. And he
I
just-
was hoping that just it rubs off on me someday and I can do it.
Man, I'll tell you what. So, you know, beginning of season started, you set the bar at, hey, we want to win the Rookie of the Year. You end up winning not only Rookie of the Year, but you won the championship, which, man, I'm telling you, there's nobody prouder of that than me. Sitting there watching you guys race, and, you know, there's so much internet TV, you know, Flow Racing and all the different Dirt on Dirt, and Xsan and all those companies that are out there. And, of course, Done Right.
Done
That's
right.
one.
Yeah.
we set the standard.
Yes, sir.
So, you know, I literally went over to my brother's house one day, and we're dirt track crazy people, and he had two big screens in his basement. He's watching an Outlaw show, he's watching a Lucas Oil show, and then over here he had an IMCA show on. I'm like, dude, we can only watch one TV. He's like, well, pick one and turn the volume up, but don't turn it up too loud. I mean, it's amazing what the internet and what technology has done for dirt track racing, because back in the day, you know, you had the Hawkeye Racing News, and you had to wait for that thing to come out once a week. And today, man, it's all live streaming right now. So for this year's goals, what are you thinking, Garrett? You're going to win the Rookie of the Year. You're eligible for that, correct?
No, because I think we both think they ran for Rookie of the Year last year.
Oh, okay,
You know,
all right.
We were both in the deal for the whole season, so.
So what do you think your goals are for this season?
Well, I mean, I set some lofty goals for myself. You know, try to win the championship, and I know he's gonna try to back up his championship. And I want to win some more races. I know he does too. So.
Man. And your wife has came up, she's living here now with you.
Yeah,
Good.
we come over here around May last year.
Yeah.
Just when the deal started, and then we moved probably around June last year. So.
Now, are you living in Dubuque or you're in Iowa?
Yeah, here in Dubuque.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, they say racing in Iowa's heaven, man. They used to, you know, I'd say to the fans that at one point in the racing season, you can literally run 7 days a week and not leave the borders of Iowa. So, you know, this is a hotbed up here. Now, I know you were down in New Mexico and running in like Texas. Is that where you ran at, Garrett?
Well, they had a race called Wild West Shootout down
Okay.
in Phoenix, Arizona.
All right.
And I was fortunate enough to get to drive for a different guy out of Oregon.
Yeah.
Drove his car there at that Wild West Shootout. So got a couple races in on the year in a different car, but you know, it doesn't hurt to get some laps and just keep your mind in the in the motions and stay on top of the setup. So it seems like that setup stuff evolves all the time.
So when I think about you coming in from Black Diamond, I mean, really, Kenny talked about putting the puzzle together. You kind of completed the puzzle because you were, you know, the setup guru that he always talked to, and you know that just kind of completed the puzzle, made this team, you know, what it was that allowed you to win the championship. So. Tell me a little bit about that. I mean, you give Jeremiah a worse setup and you put on your car, or you try to treat him good?
No, I got to, had a real fortunate opportunity to go up and down the road with that Lucas Oil deal with the Black Diamond NASCAR team.
Sure.
And when you are a driver yourself trying to work on somebody else's car,
Yeah.
I think it'd be really easy to think be selfish in that way. But the only way that I figured you could look at it and do it properly and do it fair and really do it competitively is
Sure.
to try to treat everything like you would your own.
Yeah.
And so I focus very hard on that with Earl, and then the same thing, if we're working on Jeremiah's car or mine, we just,
Pretty cool.
I was doing my best to, because just the team's done so good and works so hard and been so dedicated, it's only right to just give everybody the best chance that they can to do it on this.
Now, Kenny, you sold Roberts Custom Software.
I did last year.
So now your focus is, now you're racing, dude. You're living the dream. And so, is there anything better? I mean, I get so excited when race season's on the way and knowing the shows that we've got coming up. And when I look at the landscape of what events we're going to be running this summer in the Quad Cities, my God, they have got some great open shows that are going to be here, and the fans are going to be able to see the best racing that they've seen in years, maybe.
Right.
So when do you guys hit the road?
Well, actually, I think these guys are gonna leave tomorrow night to head to Farmer City. So we're
Okay.
gonna go there and just kind of see what kind of cars we got. Since they're all new, we got tryouts on Thursday, and then we'll race with the World of Outlaws on Friday and Saturday.
Okay.
And then we hit the road big time next week. Probably next Wednesday, we'll head to Wheatland, Missouri.
All right.
And we'll be on the road for like 13, 14 days, and we
Wow.
race like 7 or 8 of those days.
Yeah.
So we'll be on the road a lot. But that's kind of, you only live once. And,
Yeah, you only live once.
Yeah, we want to experience new tracks. That was kind of the neat thing last year, is to go places we've never been. Maya and his team and myself talked. We knew it would be an uphill battle for us, but we were up for it. We're ready for something different, some new challenges, and we achieved our goals and beyond.
Way
We're
beyond.
just looking for having some fun and
Right.
be competitive. Our goal is wherever we want to go is to be able to unload and know that we're going to be competitive.
Oh, yeah. So now, basically, with 2 brand new cars, you just need laps.
We do. We need laps with these new cars. There's some things that are unique to them that we just got to see how they fit our driver's style and how they feel under it. We kept our 2020 car just in case.
Hey,
So,
still back there in dry
it's still
dock,
back
so
there, but
if you need it,
yeah, because we're really happy with that car. We're very happy. But we're excited about these cars, and Garrett single-handedly put every piece of these things together, and so they're very equal. And I think now we'll be able to compare notes, and to lean on each other and just get ourselves better.
He's a little fatter than me, that's the only thing.
hey, it'll slow them down a little bit, but we'll put them on a diet plan.
It'd be kind of cool to show you around on like my dad's name and the
Yeah,
number.
let's do that.
And Maya's dad.
Kelly,
on the
let's
roof.
come over here. We're gonna take a look at this. First,
His legs are heavy.
the pictures we got here are, picture of Herschel Roberts, the legend, right here, gone but not forgotten. That is great. And then right next to him, Kenny.
Yep, Mike Humphrey and my dad. Mike was just a dear friend, and just a very special person. And we feel fortunate we were able to get him hooked up with Stuckey, and Stuckey recognized how his quality was just incredible. He brought him on board with Black Diamond.
All right.
And then Garrett came into the picture, and they became friends, and it just kind of grew from there.
Hey, so let's go over and take a look at Maya's dad. Jeremiah, you got your dad on the roof of your car? Let's go take a look. Yeah.
That's where he left,
All right.
The other side.
Hey, come on over here, Kelly. Check this out. Wow. And now, what year was that, Jeremiah?
That was, I wanna say 87 maybe.
Yeah. Ain't that something?
87, around 87, 88.
Yeah. And was that up here at Dubuque?
Actually, that's Farley,
It's Farley, okay.
the old half mile.
All right, man.
He's gonna be riding with Jeremiah the entire season.
Yeah, well, man, that's great. You guys got,
Now my brother's gonna be racing. He's got, my cousin Jed, he prints stickers, so he printed them off for me. So I got one for my little brother too. So
you guys got some great co-pilots.
yeah, I hope so.
Hey, I want to take a look at this Butler T you got in here. You know, Kenny, back in the day when your dad's running figure eight, I go look at those cars. They just had an old bucket seat in the car. Literally, you know, you'd have a set of seat belts, and they could be, you know, 100 years old, and you just run a chain underneath the seat.
Yep.
And I mean, you just had to pray to God that you didn't run something over, like somebody's drive shaft, and hit it with that. And the helmets, I mean, my God, you know, they were running those. They didn't have a full face helmet back then.
Open helmet, had the bandana around his face.
Yeah. So, what kind of money are we talking about for this seat we got here?
You remember what that cost?
Yeah, I think they're somewhere right around 2,000.
And when you come to town, Garrett, you brought your own seat.
Well, the first go around.
First go
The
around.
first go around, and I was actually borrowing it from Ron. Said he was kind enough to let me borrow one of Earl's, so I was using one of those.
That's good. So, when you showed up, you had the helmet, the bag, the fire suit, and the seat.
Yeah.
You're ready for action.
Yeah, it was kind of different. We literally threw a seat in there at the track and
Yeah. So,
It's important to point out these sponsors.
Yeah.
We couldn't
tell us
talk
about that.
Like Nutrient Ag, Bill has just been fantastic.
super nice guy.
He helps us a bunch.
What about
Here, let me get back over here, guys, so we can let's focus on that for a minute.
Yep, Preston Telephone Companies.
Taco's been with me. He's helped me for years. I mean, them two people are really super cool.
Romer's, AJ's been just phenomenal.
and Romer Machine? They've been with you, Kenny,
Oh,
for
geez, for
way back. I mean, they were on your dad's car.
yes, for a long, long time, and it's kind of fun because Garrett's always thinking, and him and Jeremiah get with their ideas.
Yeah.
And they're actually in the process of designing some things for us that these guys have laid out. So we're going to
You're
try.
kidding
something.
me. Oh,
It's
that's
pretty
awesome.
exciting. Yeah,
Hey, what about Buddha?
Yeah, Buddha helps us with our Burt transmissions and helps supplying them and keep them fresh for us.
Buddha, he's one of them old boys that loves racing. He
man.
loves everybody
He
that
was
races.
Don O'Neill for a long time. VP Racing Fuels came on board last year with us and has helped us out tremendously. Lucas Oil has been fantastic. They're just, what a company, just incredible. Capital, they maintain our wraps and just do a fantastic job. Swift came on board as soon as they heard that we went open motor racing, they jumped right on. And they've been part of our program since we announced that. And they've been very important to us. Of course, done right, real good. UAW has been part of our lives as long as I've ever lived. And RCS Union Software was my company that I sold, so that's the name starting this year. It's RCS Union Software now. And of course, Kelly with Done Right and Dish.
And then I got to thank my sisters with Capri.
Oh yeah, they've been with us.
Actually, he sponsored me, Mr. Fegan, for a long time. I want to say it's been like 16 years or something.
Wow.
Crazy.
Wow. Yeah, Advance is a part of our shock program. We're excited to have them on board. Pinsky's helped us out quite a bit too, but we're really, really happy with Corey. He'll be with us this weekend too.
All right.
And,
Hey, and Kelly, did you get a shot at the 58 with Herschel's name?
Yeah, I did, but let's
I
do
mean,
that
is
again.
just, Kenny, from up in the stands, I couldn't see that, and now that I know that, I'll use that when I talk to the fans and let them know that Herschel's name's on there. But what a great way to honor a great guy. Another sponsor that's been with you forever, Winstein, Kavinsky. It used to be Wallace, now it's Cunningham.
Yep.
Union Attorneys. They do all the attorney work for John Deere, I believe.
yes, yeah, they've been with us probably well over 30 years. Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Pretty amazing.
And we got Dish, of course, through Kelly.
Yeah.
And then A&E Freight has been part of our program since Jeremiah's been on board. He's been a lot of fun. He comes to a lot of the races and been a big part of our program. I think Gene and his wife's going to be traveling a lot more this year and seeing these open shows.
Garrett got us a new one this year.
All right.
yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that. It's
Yeah,
cool.
pretty excited to have NCA Valley Transportation on board. Trucking company out of Las Cruces, New Mexico, my hometown, and really good race group of people there. They run that Vado Speedway Park, and Royal Jones and them are just really big supporters of the dirt track racing.
Hey, Kevin, why don't you get a shot of the Rookie of the Year trophy over here?
Yeah, let me get Clements here. We don't want to leave Clements out.
All right. The horsepower.
House of Power, right?
You go out and start winning, man. Everybody's going to have Clements numbers.
Now here's the last year's trophies.
Yeah, look at these now. Rookie of the Year, and look at the detail that went into this thing, for the Rookie of the Year. And then finally, right next to it, another beautiful car, that 2020 champion, Jeremiah Hurst. They put a lot of time and effort and money into that trophy. And my God, Jeremiah, I know you got a lot of trophies, but that's got to be one of your favorites there.
Yeah, Lucas Oil had all those custom made, and they said it took them months because of the COVID.
Yeah.
Have all the pieces and components, and it's pretty special.
It is. And then how about up there on the wall, the banners, Kelly, that are hanging up in the race shop? Kind of lets you know what their credentials are. Rookie of the Year and 2020 champion. Right up there.
You guys got lots more stuff to hang, don't you?
Yeah. All right, guys, we're ready to wrap things up. Kelly, any parting words, Kenny? You want to give us about 2021?
We're excited. We feel probably the most prepared we've ever been. A lot of it's attributed to these guys here. I mean, the effort that they put in.
The team, right?
That's right.
It takes all those pieces, but we're super excited. We are by far the most prepared we have ever been.
That's awesome.
On everything. So
Yeah.
I can't wait and hopefully have a lot of fun. These guys are fun to be around, and that's what it should be about.
All right.
We're very blessed.
Jeremiah, what do you think? You're just ready to drop
I'm
it
ready to
in,
go.
aren't you?
I'm ready to go. So I'm super pumped about Farmer City. I do pretty good there. I mean, first time going there. I just hope I got Garrett. These guys give me a really good car.
Yeah.
I can actually have something for,
Good.
the-
Man, you're good on short tracks, and that thing, that's a short track.
Yeah, it's pretty small.
Yeah. Garrett, you got any parting words?
I'm really excited for the year. Just really proud of everybody's work, and just excited to see how it goes. Each need to get laps on the cars and see what we got and go from there.
I just want to say I'm thankful to the spouses and the significant others
Oh,
because
yeah.
we couldn't do this. And there's a lot of people, as you can see, involved, and if it wasn't for them to let us be able to do this.
Well, if it wasn't for Beth,
Yeah,
we wouldn't
but-
be doing that.
You got to make sure you take her to the Bahamas
Oh,
and
yeah.
Belize and all these wonderful places. So
We'll just do a couple
we're
Sam
giving
Luca
her-
shots. We'll be
That's
fine.
right. That'll work. All right. Well, hey, that about wraps it up for this edition of Dirt Track Nation. Thanks for tuning in. We couldn't do it without you fans and all the people that tune in on TV and on our Done Right TV program here. So we'll look forward to seeing you again. We got some great programs coming up. We got Jeff Morris's Race Shop, Gary Webb coming up, one of the old legends, the 2000 NASCAR Dodge Weekly National Champion. He is on the way. So check us out. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors. Go to Done Right TV and click the link, and you can watch the greatest dirt show on the planet. I'm your host, Shane Davis, saying thanks for tuning in, and I'll be seeing you around the track.
Awesome. Good job, guys. Thank you.
Maya, man, good luck this year, brother. All right, Garrett. Good luck. Yeah, now you guys will crash.
Some good looking cars, man. Can't wait to see them out on the track.